I heard there was rumors, people talking that you guys don't want a rehydration clause in the event if the fight does happen. Do you guys not want one?
Don't give a damn about that. It can only get so big. It get too big, then that's on him.
Yeah, people want to see that fight, and maybe they see that fight. We don't know yet, right? But maybe they see that fight, and I'm always open to good fight.
While Bernie Thaw, the boxer for Team Crawford, revealed in an interview that Crawford and Canelo's fight is scheduled for September 13th, which hasn't been formally confirmed yet, Crawford will jump to 168 pounds to challenge Canelo for his trio of super middleweight titles. Terence Crawford has exposed Canelo Alvarez for demanding a rehydration clause for their fight.
To 168, I wouldn't have to lose any weight. I wouldn't have to strain my body. I can just focus on getting stronger and getting sharper and just work on the things that I need to work on to fight a guy of that size.
You're on an 11-fight knockout streak. Is it important to you to continue that, or you just kind of take this fight as it happens?
I just take the fights how it happens. If the knockout come, it come. If it don't, I'm just looking at securing the victory at the end of the day. I never go in a fight looking for the knockout, but if it's there, I'm definitely going to take it.
Prediction on this one?
Like always, a victory.
All right, we'll see how it happens on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Terence Crawford, Israel Madrimov, Saturday from BMO Stadium here in Los Angeles. Champ, always good to see you. Good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
With leaks appearing weeks ago, boxing fans already knew that Crawford and Canelo would fight in September. However, this is the first official confirmation from someone in their camps to address fan criticism that Terence Crawford should first establish himself at 168 before facing Canelo. He dismissed the idea outright, asking simply why. He then listed Crawford's impressive resume, which included 2 divisions as the undisputed champion, 3 divisions as the unified titleist, and a 4-division world champion. Notably, he made no reference to the quality of opponents Crawford defeated to earn those titles. Most people believe that fighters may be defeated. Thus, September 13th is a date to look forward to. As I stated, Crawford versus Canelo is confirmed to be Crawford versus Canelo, not the other way around. Bernie Thaw fighter must combat the hype surrounding Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. There will be a mega fight for the team on September 13th. Bernie claimed on social media that Crawford is the world's best fighter and will soon win the super middleweight title. Despite his age, lack of strength, power, and experience at 168, most fans support the fight rather than harshly condemn it. Like the ardent fans of David Benovitz, who have watched Crawford dominate for so long that the prospect of him losing to Canelo seems nearly unthinkable. Many people feel Crawford can prevail and is unbreakable. However, a closer look at his 17-year career reveals a different picture. When Crawford stepped up to 154 pounds against Israel Madrimov last August, he gave a mediocre performance far from his typical sharpness, but he won by unanimous decision. His success isn't just about skill, it's also about the level of competition he's faced. And to be honest, he hasn't been put to the test by elite opposition. Though not yet official, there is little doubt that the fight is occupying Brian BSC. McIntyre's thoughts. The fight was tighter than expected, with judges scoring at 15-15, 1-13, 1-16, 1-12, and 1-15, 1-13. Speculation is growing that his star student Terence Crawford may face Canelo Alvarez as early as September, as was predicted in this historic bout. The showdown has sparked a flurry of speculations and conjecture at the center of the discussion. One subject still dominates discussions: the stark weight difference between Crawford and Alvarez before it increased to 154 pounds. The Nebraska southpaw finished almost 3 divisions lower than Alvarez, but in typical Bomax form, he dismissed the idea without giving it any further attention. Ring Magazine's Ricky Filati recently described a meeting with BAC at a gym in Las Vegas in the upcoming fall. Fi said that he had heard rumors about the team's position on a rehydration clause and asked if they were against having one if the fight happened. McIntyre responded that he didn't care how much weight an opponent gained after the weigh-in, saying that if an opponent overdid it and became sluggish or hindered by their own size, that would be their problem, not his or Crawford's. He made it clear that he wasn't concerned, saying that it was only the opponent's size if it became a disadvantage.
So do you like Terrence? You like Terrence's chances even without a
I mean, I love Terrence's chances. When it first came out of his mouth, he said he wanted to fight him.
And yeah, you guys have zero issues with.
I have no issue with it.
No issues.
Terrence ain't got an issue with it. I ain't got it.
As the reporter persisted in asking if BAC still thought Crawford could win without any rehydration limitations, BAC maintained his unshakable faith in Crawford and said that weight constraints wouldn't change the result. Filati voiced some reservations, pointing out that in the past, fighters who faced bigger opponents frequently prioritized having a rehydration clause. Brian McIntyre called the idea ridiculous, condemning the idea of restricting how much weight a fighter could gain after the weigh-in. McIntyre emphasized that fighters should just enter the ring and fight like true competitors, especially since they agreed to the bout.
Because, you know, in the past, most guys, when they're fighting bigger guys like that, that's going to be the first thing that they want.
That's some pussy shit. That's some weak shit. Oh, you can't come in this much and shit. Oh, man, get the fuck out of here. It's boxing. You got on the scale, I made the weight, regardless when I come back, ass. Hey, you accepted the fight, let's get in there and fight like men. Simple as that.
Appreciate you, Bomac. Thanks for the time, man.
It's important to explain the situation and guarantee improved communication going ahead to prevent any additional misconceptions. The confusion most likely began following the Ryan Garcia versus Javante Davis fight, when the term rehydration clause came into the public eye. Mike Connor recently underlined that although formal contracts have not yet been signed, there is a good chance that Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez will fight over the Mexican Independence Day weekend in September, provided all the details are worked out. As Crawford has always stated, the fight would take place at 168 pounds without rehydration. Clause stated, 2 of today's top fighters square off in a high-stakes matchup on ESPN's Boxing Insider for boxing fans to determine who actually merits the title of best in the sport, pound for pound. Contestant. According to an interview with IFL TV, Crawford is expected to advance from light middleweight to super middleweight for a highly anticipated fight with the Mexican, which is expected to be one of the biggest spectacles of 2025.
Take the fights how it happens. If the knockout come, it come. If it don't, I'm just looking at securing the victory at the end of the day. I never go in a fight looking for the knockout, but if it's there, I'm definitely going to take it.
Prediction on this one?
Like always, a victory.
All right, we'll see how it happens on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Terence Crawford, Israel Madrimov, Saturday from BMO Stadium here in Los Angeles. Champ, always good to see you. Good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Acknowledged that in a matchup between 2 generations of greats, Crawford would be at a serious disadvantage. According to Hearn, it's a huge show. Crawford will be entering 3 weight divisions. The rehydration clause will be a major topic leading up to this fight. He has only competed in 1 weight class, or even 3 weight classes before that. I believe that he is physically disadvantaged in the fight, but he is an excellent pound-for-pound fighter. Hearn revealed that if that specific clause had been in effect, Alvarez would have declined this chance. When asked why Crawford hasn't negotiated a rehydration provision, Hearn simply replied that Canelo would never do it. Whether it's adjusting to a larger frame or mastering 2 weight classes, Terence Crawford has continuously embraced the idea that boxing should be a never-ending and changing challenge. After attending his gym buddy Steven Nelson's main event weigh-in for Saturday night's fight against Alvarez's WBO #1 ranked opponent, Diego Pacho Crawford told Boxing Scene in an exclusive interview Friday at the Cosmopolitan that's what great fighters are all about, pushing yourself against all the odds. He explains that this is the reason he's created the opportunity to rise through 2 additional weight classes in order to face off against fellow 4-division champion Saul Canelo Alvarez, with the fight scheduled for September. With a stellar 41-0 record, Crawford triumphantly left his position as the undisputed welterweight champion.
Don't get me wrong, he's a good fighter. He's really good abilities and everything. And maybe we will see that fight. Maybe. We don't know yet.
Canelo, look, something you said to me a while ago really resonated. You said basically, if somebody's going to disrespect me, I don't want to punish them in the ring and beat them up and say, hey, here's, all this money, because everyone always makes their career high payday facing you, right?
Despite some conflict with Alvarez, Saudi power player Turki Alik has invested a lot of money to show his respect and admiration for Crawford, giving him the lead in Alal Sheikh's first U.S. event in August. Sheikh has worked tirelessly to make this eagerly awaited showdown a reality.
of a fight with you and Terence Crawford. It would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and Turkanash know each other, and then we wanna see what happens.
And when do you want to get out next? I know you're here in London tonight. When are you going to be in a camp? When are you going to be in a camp? I know you're
In
here.
camp, training camp in March.
Okay, so when?
At the beginning of the middle of the February or March, yeah.
Crawford expressed his gratitude to Turkey for his contributions to boxing, saying, "I'm definitely grateful for what Turkey has done in the sport, making all the biggest fights happen, making all of these fan-friendly fights." As a huge fan himself, he is investing a lot of money to make the fights that everyone wants to see. I'm thrilled with the direction things are taking and eager to see where they'll go in 2023. We're on the edge of our seats waiting for the fight between the two to happen as talks between their teams heat up. A few days ago, a clip from a 2023 interview resurfaced, reigniting old remarks that Canelo Alvarez made headlines with when he said, "If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter." Every Terence Crawford fan was shocked by the unified super middleweight's announcement that he would not be taking part in the fight. Letitia Crawford said on X that Terence Crawford's sister didn't like Canelo's implication that they all sing the same song, but the Guadalajara native reaffirmed his prior stance and admitted the possibility of friction in an interview with the Ring magazine. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the bell icon, like, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our next videos.